So I decided to make another video. It's been about 2 months now since I made my last one, and been kind of procrastinating. Been kind of like not, I guess, not really in the mood to do it, or not really like sure what to talk about or things like that. And it's kind of like overarching, like in life kind of thing. Um, I've reached a bit of like a little bit of like a stall, I guess. I've been on hormones for a while. I had gained some weight over the winter and spring because I'm on progesterone, which makes a lot of people gain weight. And then two, I was also on an antidepressant that one of the side effects was gain weight. And I've had several friends that have gained weight on the same thing. And so as spring came around, I was like not really feeling it, not really like, I don't know, my body just, I wasn't really happy with it. And it's something that like I've always struggled with being trans, but like, I don't know, I had a lot of weight around my stomach and other things like that. And then also like I got to like my heaviest weight since I used to work out a lot. Like it definitely was not muscle. I have no idea where a lot of it is or where it was. And so it was hard. Kind of got to a point where like I was almost getting a little bit overwhelmed. Transition's pretty hard. There's a lot of things that I feel like I'm just not ready for yet. I don't know. Like it's one of those things where I know when I go out, I know when I do stuff, like it's the best time ever. And I'm always like, why did I wait? But at the same time, like my voice, for instance, like is one of the big ones. And then I thought I would have lost like more muscle by now. And I have a hard time like seeing myself like in just like normal like women's shirts and stuff. Like it just, I feel like I still have big arms and everything like that. It just looks weird. I don't know if it's other people's language. I'm really been like called this whenever I was like wearing something like this, but like that like voice in your head that's like for me it's like um, you know like one of which is like you just look like a freak, you just look weird, you just the names and the hurtful rhetoric goes on. And it's I've gotten better at like taming that kind of like thought process, but it's still something that gets me a lot. I think I'd say a lot of people can relate. So I've been having a hard time with that. I started running again, started being active. One thing that helped is I got a Garmin watch, and that helps me track all my runs and things a little bit better than I used to. And so just the active, like just being active and running, and also like watching what I eat. Like I have lost 10 pounds. I'm still around 15 pounds or so over what I weighed. One of my lowest that I've gotten to, this was like back in like spring of last year when the pandemic hit, like I was teleworking. So I didn't really have much to do. So I just walked a lot. Like we're talking like 20,000 steps a day walking. And so I lost a bunch of weight then, was eating really healthy, but about 10 pounds less than what I weigh right now is like when I think I probably look the best, when I'm not like too skinny. So it's like a balance. It's weird. And like another thing as far as the weight goes is, half of it I didn't know where it went, and still don't. Like, other than the fact that yes, like my thighs do rub together on occasion, and it's never thought that would happen. Never was a problem before. Yep. And it's like if I wear just basketball shorts, like I gotta keep in mind that there's not anything like that keeps them from rubbing, and it's an experience. Would not recommend. But yeah, I have been losing weight, have been working out more, have been running. That's helped me a lot. One thing that I do struggle with is like mental discipline, and being active has always been a way of like, I guess not. I don't want to say taming my mind. I would say like training my mind is probably the best way to say it. It's, you know, being in those situations and like, you know, feeling like you want to give up and like you're wanting to quit, like all this stuff, and then like overcoming and that, you know, like I love that, and I love always pushing myself. My friends literally call it Westoning, because I don't like to do things halfway when it comes to like activities and stuff like that. So, you know, I started running, started being active again. And that helped for a bit, and then it got like super hot. It's like 95 degrees here on a regular basis now. It's just like brutally hot all the time. Of course, I live near the Chesapeake Bay, so, and that also means that it's all like 95% humidity too. So when you run, you're just immediately drenched in sweat. But yeah, like I've, you know, started, you know, my apartment complex has a gym, so started using the treadmill, although I hate running on treadmills. It's better than nothing. And that's helped me out, you know, like I said, as far as the running and being active goes. You know, some other stuff in life kind of like hit me a little bit. But overall it's, you know, I've been doing a lot better than I was. Like, I did change antidepressants. It's really an anti-anxiety, but it's also antidepressant medicine. And there was one I was on, it was Zoloft, like, you know, I changed to something else, and it's a different mechanism. And it's not, I don't think it's working quite as well for me. And like, you know, if you know me, like I love kayaking, I love getting up super early on the weekends and like just going, and you know, I just haven't had the motivation to do that just because it's so hot, and it's like it just takes so much energy. So getting better overall, like though, like it's just a slow process. I mean, everyone goes through, you know, dips and valleys and stuff. So also with transition, it's one of those things where it's such a long-term goal. Like it's like running an ultra marathon or something. It's just sometimes it feels like it's never going to end. Sometimes like I also wonder if I'm ever going to feel like I'm, you know, through transition, but also like I've come a long way, and I know that, and it's just like I need to keep pushing through it and stuff like that. So I've been, you know, trying to do a lot more and trying to push myself a bit more. So I don't know, like, I guess this is kind of a video to say, hey, I'm doing okay. Started, let's see, have a bunch of concerts I'm going to, like, given that the new variant COVID variant doesn't shut it all down. But that's getting back into concerts and doing things like that I love is just awesome. Getting ready to go down to the Outer Banks. And in like 2 weeks for meteor shower, there's a Milky Way shot that I really, really want to get. It's the Perseid meteor shower, so it's like one of the best times to like get that, because it's the Milky Way will line up with the Perseid constellation, like right between 11 and 12 o'clock whenever I'm going down there. So I'm trying to round up a couple friends to go with me if they want to, but you know, it's going down there to take pictures, so it's like a 2-hour drive, and then, you know, I don't know how long I'll be down there, and you know, I kind of want to do a time lapse, which that takes a while. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like, we'll see what happens, but should be a lot of fun. Let's see, how many concerts do I have? I think I'm going to I got like 6 concerts to go to this month. And I miss live music. Like, it's one of my favorite things in the world. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I guess now. Let's see if there's anything else. I mean, I guess one thing is I started experimenting more with makeup, which I still don't know what I'm doing half the time, and then, you know, you watch YouTube videos and they make it look so easy, and it's not that easy. But it's kind of nice to, like, I went and bought more makeup last night actually, and um, getting into like different kinds and doing like more, I guess, sophisticated things. But like I've been, one of my friends encouraged me to practice a little bit more, and it's still kind of like cool that a lot of my friends like tell me that I'm kind of sort of a natural already, and it's kind of neat. Like I mean, some things I really suck at, like liquid eyeliner. That's a whole nother ballgame. But like it's kind of nice. It's like, I don't know. It's interesting to me. Other than that, not too much is going on. I mean, you look at some of the those boxes back there. That's some of my like old guy clothes that I'm starting to box up and pack up and try to figure out what to do with. I mean, it's just stuff that a lot of it's just stuff I haven't worn in a long time, and some of it's like a bunch of flannels because I have like 20 flannels, and so I need to get rid of some of them. Just because like some of them are just big, some of them I don't wear, and I've got my favorites, and I'm definitely keeping those. Other than that, like investing a lot in my photography, like transitions going, pretty well. Like it's kind of one of those things that's like I don't know when, like say bathrooms for instance, like I'm still never sure. Like I 99% of the time, unless I'm like dressed up, like I'll definitely go use the guy's bathroom. It's easier, and like I'm kind of wondering like at work if like when I'm gonna like when I'm gonna switch and things like that. Like that's an interesting like question, and I don't know. We'll see. Just something I've kind of been thinking about and things like that. But yeah, other than that, like life is pretty good. It's July. It's hot. Live at the beach. Like it's all right. Let's see. Side note about work though, like it's gotten one of my coworkers is like going back to this qualification process, and so where she's like stepping out of this role, so like we've got like more work overall, so it's like nice to actually have like I have a lot to do in the next like 2 months, and it's kind of cool. Like I'd much rather have more stuff to do than not, and just kind of helps me focus and things like that. Got Adderall like a couple months ago, and that helps out too. As far as like another thing, as far as like the struggling mentally type thing, just like getting things done, it's kind of hard for me. I feel like I have so much that I want to do, that I never really complete anything. It's like I just freeze. And I was watching one of my favorite, he's my favorite videographers and photographers, and he's on YouTube, and his name's Peter McKinnon, and he started doing this thing where like his friend told him about it, and it's you take like a notebook or something like that. This is just one of those like flimsy moleskin notebooks, and you write down like 5 or 8 things in a day that you want to do. Like that day you'll think of them and you write them down, and then you like cross them off as you complete them. And so it's like you hold yourself accountable and you get those things done. So I've started doing that. It's actually helped me out quite a bit, because a lot of times like I just feel like I have so much to do that I don't know where to start, and it's like you get overwhelmed and you end up not doing anything. And so instead of doing XYZ, like you end up just like watching TV or like doing nothing. And it's one of the hardest things like for me, because like for me right now, like I'm trying to invest a lot in my photography business. Like I'm like ordering a new camera lens, ordering a new star follower mount, and like a bunch of other things. I've set up the LLC. I've set up the business account in the bank. I've like I'm currently taking a Adobe Photoshop class online, and just because I want to get better at editing, I want to get better at my photography. Like I want to do all that. Like I want to like actually take it seriously instead of like, just I I guess I felt like I was kind of like I knew I could always learn more, but I kind of got to like I guess I felt like I kind of plateaued, and I was just kind of stuck for a bit, and I'm like actively pursuing it, and I like it a lot. It's great to kind of pursue, photography is like one of my greatest passions, if not my greatest, and like for me, there's nothing better than taking my camera out and doing stuff, and I've actually gotten really good at going by myself and doing stuff like for that, because if I'm doing a time lapse, which it's my camera's taking a picture every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, and it could be like the sunset, sunrise, or something like that, and I'll have like a gimbal, so it's like it'll like pan at the same time, so it's I'm doing about 30 minutes to an hour worth of work, just like gotta set my tripod up and all that stuff, and then like it's like I said, like 30 minutes or an hour of actually like the camera taking pictures, and it's kind of hard to like drag friends along and do that stuff. So I've actually really enjoyed just being able to get out and explore new places, and just I take my camera backpack. It's got like my drone and camera lenses and camera and stuff in it, and everything I need, and then just go like, and it's been very rewarding. I've gotten some pretty cool pictures, and just I don't really have to like feel bad about like sitting there for forever. It's kind of great. A lot of my friends that like I'll go on trips and stuff with, like I normally like them to go like be like really go with the flow, because I will randomly just see something that I want to take a picture of, and I will like deviate. Like, and plus I like to drive, because it's like most of the time I'm going somewhere to take pictures and explore, which I love to do. And if I get on a side tangent, I want to be able to go do whatever I want to go do, basically, because there's not really too much that's not worth the picture. I mean, there are times I've gotten up at 3:30 to go take pictures of something, or stayed up well past 3:30 to like take pictures of stars and stuff. Like I can't count, like so. But anyway, like still working on the website, still working on all these things, and there's all this stuff that like I need to do, and like I finally just made myself do the finish up all the paperwork. Like the paperwork for the LLC was done, but like I just hadn't taken it to the bank yet, and took it to the bank, opened up the account, and then just opened up all kinds of things, because it allows me to, like I'm paying for the Adobe package thing, so I get like Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, like tons of different apps, and then also like paying for that, paying for that Photoshop course, paying for the website stuff, like all those things, like it just allows all those expenses to come straight out of my photography account. And it's, in theory, like I'm hoping to be able to just like make enough money to keep basically supply my hobby. Like I don't really want to do it full time. Like I guess I'd love to do it full time, but like I also like the ability, like my job as an engineer kind of gives me the stability and financial means to like go kind of do whatever I want to go do as far as like traveling and stuff goes. Like my backpack is meant for weekend trips, so like I can't like I haven't done it quite yet, but like I can't wait to just throw all my stuff in my backpack. It's got all my camera lenses and things, and then it's got a section for clothes and stuff. It's meant for a 2 to 3 day weekend trip. It's designed by Peter McKinnon, actually. It's a nomadic backpack, and it's meant for that stuff. So like I can't wait to go do it. Like like I'm hoping like maybe once a quarter or something like that. Like a few times a year, just having some destination in mind, flying out there during the weekend, and renting a car, taking the pictures, and then coming back. Like I can't wait to do that. it's but it just hasn't happened quite yet. Part of it's I haven't just pulled the trigger and just got it done it. So I've got all that going on. I got the trans stuff. Like I want to practice my voice. I want to like work on posture. I want to like do all these different things that like I feel like I need to be practicing or need to be doing, or like stuff like that. And ordering clothes, figuring out what looks good on me, figuring out this, figuring out that. Like there's that stuff, and then also you got work on top of all that, and then just life in general, like being an adult. I mean, it's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot. Like, I have learned that, I do get overwhelmed on occasion with all that stuff, and I just, like, don't do it. Like, I know there's things on my head right now that I need to do, but I just haven't done them yet. So that's where, this thing comes in handy a lot. Like, I've been doing 5 things because I want to try to be consistent. And I know that like 5 things is like I can do 5 things a day. It could be like running. It could be like doing laundry. It could be like, I didn't write this down. Like I was, basically made myself do this today. Like but like, there's so many things that like you can put on that list, and just like crossing it out, like as you do it, or at the end of the day or something, it's kind of nice. And like if you get on streets, it's nice too. I shared it with one of my friends, and she like loves the idea and struggles with the same stuff. So definitely like try it. I used to use these notebooks. I've got a bunch of black ones and stuff that I used to use for work when I walk around work all the time and need to write stuff down as I'm running around at work. And I like these. They're flimsy. They go in the back pocket real easy. And so, but yeah, if you haven't like thought of something like that, definitely try doing that. Helps me. But yeah, just kind of an overall. I just wanted to like let you guys know like what's happening in life and just overall life update. I don't know. It's going pretty good. Still transitioning, still doing that stuff. Been looking into surgeries and like where to go get surgeries and things like that. And it's a lot of it's going to be a little ways out. And like one of them that I want to get done is like they do like shave the Adam's apple. Like it's just cartilage, and so like of course I want to get that done. But like there's also a voice surgery that they can do. But like I haven't practiced enough with my voice to know if I'm going to really need that or not. Or even want that, because it's a super risky procedure. And, I just need to be more consistent. Like, I have these long-term goals, and I'm at the point right now where, like, sometimes I feel like I'm, like, in the middle of the big climb, and sometimes I feel like I literally just backpacked into base camp and at Everest. Like, just got to the bottom. Like, we're about to start the big climb. Like, let's go. I'd like to think I'm a little bit further along than that. I feel like I did a lot of, sorry for all the climbing references. I used to want to be a mountaineer years ago. And so, I used to like whenever you go like climb a big mountain like Everest or K2 or something, like you have to do a lot of like acclimation heights where you climb up so far and you come back down, and then you climb up so far and you come back down. You just keep doing that because your body has to get used to the oxygen level and elevation and like that strenuous activity. And you just do that over and over again. You're like basically like hanging out on the side of the mountain for a month, and then you get to the point where you're like wait for the weather to like hit the right time of year where the weather hits perfect, and then you go for the top. I feel like I'm still in the acclimation thing. Like I keep going up and come back down, keep going up, come back down. Don't know how far I've gotten. I mean, I'd like to think I'm at least past the glacier. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. What does it start with a K? Wow, it's been a while. But yeah, that's a random side note. I used to read a lot of mountaineering books and stuff. Like Everest used to be on my list, and then it's, once you actually learn what Everest is nowadays, like it's disgusting. It's literally, you just pay people to haul your stuff up there. But like, there's a mountain called K2, which is the second highest peak. It's in, I think it's in Pakistan, and it's a lot more dangerous, and a higher percentage of people die on that mountain. Like I used to want to hike it a lot. I definitely will at some point go to base camp in Everest. Like that is definitely a dream of mine. Don't, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna climb it. It's kind of disgusting how people do it, and there's all kinds of, you know, crap and waste and oxygen bottles and everything up there, and then you're like you're literally in line on top of the mountain for like forever. You're already in the death zone, so your body's literally like basically shutting down because of the oxygen levels. And yeah, you're just waiting to take a selfie on top of the Everest, and you're like in a long line, and you're just up there for forever. But anyway, random side rant. But yeah, it's had a hard time whenever I was like wanting to transition and stuff with that. I was like, well, if I transition, then I'm gonna like not be able to carry as much and blah 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 blah. Then maybe I can't do it and blah blah blah. Excuses. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. That's what I've come down to, and that's what I realized, that life is too short to worry about all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, try out the notebook thing. Helps me a lot. Just noticed I'm currently at like 26 minutes. Found out last week or week before that my camera will, like, the reason it's been shutting off at like just under 30 minutes is because anything over 30 minutes is considered a video camera in the European Union, and so they put a big tax on it. So Canon puts a little thing in the software that keeps it from recording for anything over 30 minutes, so it can get around the tax, so it's cheaper. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry it's been a while. But yeah, life is pretty good. Like, it's coming along. Still here, still transitioning. Life's good. Thanks for watching, y'all.